everybody doing today? I will be addressing these two comments. This person says I will be sticking with Dallas. Okay, that's cool. I respect your opinion. You can stick with Dallas. I respect that. Will I admit I'm wrong? Yes, I will admit I am wrong. I don't beat around the bush. And as for the second comment, says I like your theory, but I don't see any codes or connections with this matchup. It is very well could be Bills with those colors, Bills versus Giants. It is neither of those teams. It is not the Bills, it is not the Giants, and it's definitely not the Cowboys. It is not those teams. Y'all looking in the wrong direction. How would I say this? Those are distraction teams. Distraction teams. Pay attention. The NFL loves throwing people off by, you know, changing the narrative. Like, oh, it's this team, it's that team, it's this. It is neither of those teams. They already showed you. And I'm going to tell you why it's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Carolina Panthers. So, the will of the AFC follows the dynasty cycle, which is why the same team keeps appearing. The wheel rotates and lands on the same team again. The wheel is going to rotate and move back to the AFC West based on the Super Bowl 61 logo because it is red and white. That screams Kansas City. Kansas City. We saw that. We saw that in the previous logo. I think Super Bowl 57, right? The logo was fucking red, and guess who was there? The Chiefs were there, and they won. And this logo is red, so that means it's the Chiefs again. Yes, Super Bowl 61 is red. The logo is red. That means it's the Chiefs again, which means they will win again, which makes perfect fucking sense because the AFC has had two losses back to back. Which after two losses, which follows after that is a win. Pay attention to the win-loss pattern as well. The AFC follows the dynasty cycle, which shows why other AFC teams don't appear as much in a Super Bowl. They get blocked by the dynasty team. Steelers, Broncos, Bills, Patriots, successful dynasty, failed dynasty, successful dynasty, and the Kansas City Chiefs, 2020 and ongoing. Yes, ongoing. This is why you don't see other teams from the AFC making the Super Bowl because they get blocked by the dynasty team. So that means if you're a fan of the Titans, the Jaguars, it could be any AFC team that haven't won shit in a long time or haven't won nothing at all. It's going to be much harder for you to get past the dynasty team because they normally block other teams from getting to the Super Bowl. Because the NFL keeps picking the same damn team in the AFC over and over and over again. Yeah. The NFL has orchestrated every damn thing perfectly to a T since the beginning of Super Bowl one, the beginning of the era. Why do you think the Jets only have one fucking appearance and they haven't appeared since? Yeah. The the will of the NFC is always rotating. It never stays in one spot or in one place, I should say. Always on the move, rotating through divisions. When it comes to the NFC, you always get a different team in the Super Bowl every time. You always get a different team in the Super Bowl. Sometimes it may be the same team, but majority of the time it's a different team. It's a different team. Majority of the time. So it's always rotating through every time. Always rotating. It never stays in one spot. It never stalls. It's always moving through each division. constantly. And we saw that for the past 5 years, actually. Hit the West, 2022. Then he hopped to the East. And then he went back to the West. And then he hit the East. And then he went back to the West. So he hit the West 3 times and he hit the East 2 times. It was Rams, Eagles, 49ers, Eagles, and then Seahawks. It hit the West 3 times, but it was 3 different teams, right? It was the Rams, the 49ers, and the Seahawks. It was 3 different teams. It stayed in the same division, but it hit 3 different teams within that division. Yeah. 2 out of the 3 won the Super Bowl. The 49ers losing, the Rams and the Seahawks winning. Yeah. Dynasties in the NFC are rare because the will is always on the move, hitting other divisions, giving other teams a chance to win a Super Bowl. So the NFC will never stops. It keeps rotating. It's always on the move. The Vikings were a failed dynasty. The 49ers were a failed, or well, I wouldn't say failed, successful dynasty, actually. The Cowboys were also a successful dynasty. And after that, no new NFC dynasty since. Yeah, because the NFC is always rotating through. It's never picking the same team. It's always picking different teams. It's always on the move. It never stays in one spot compared to the AFC. Honestly, if you really look at this, you have more of a chance of winning a Super Bowl in the NFC than the fucking AFC. And the AFC is going to be much more difficult because of that fucking dynasty team that's cock blocking you. Yeah, it's going to be much more difficult. Much more difficult. So, the inverted logos show the team that wins it all. Rams, Chiefs, Chiefs, Eagles, Seahawks, Chiefs again. What happened last time this logo was red? The fucking Chiefs were there, and guess what happened? They won. The logo was also red here. The trophy itself was like a light pink, coral pink red, or faded out red, and the Chiefs were there, and they won. And now the logo is red again, which means what? The Chiefs is there again. This is the pattern follows the rotation of the AFC and the NFC wheels. The logos are a fucking hint or is another clue, right? The NFL is basically giving me another fucking clue to figure out who it is. Remember they got to show you before they fucking do it. They have to show you before they do it. They've been doing it ever since Super Bowl one. They have to show you before they do it. And sometimes they may drop hint and clues here and there, like dropping little breadcrumbs for you to pick up. But they won't tell you the full truth. They gotta drop little breadcrumbs here and there. This is following the pattern of the AFC and the NFC wheels, like I said. And this comes back to the NFC South timeline. Every 3 to 5 years, they hit the South once, twice, once, twice, once, twice. Every 3 to 5 years. This comes back to the NFC South timeline. The NFC wheel is rotating back to the NFC South, and I'm going to prove that to you. The Falcons appeared in 99, 3 year gap. The NFC wheel hits the South twice, then a 5 year gap. The NFC wheel hits the South once. That was the Saints. And then another 5 year gap. The NFC wheel rotates again and hits the South twice. And then the NFC wheel rotates again. A 3 year gap. And hits the South once. And now it's 5 years, which means the NFC wheel is rotating back where? The NFC South. Do you see the damn pattern? It's right in front of your face. It's clear. It's right there. Like, it's obvious. Once you see this shit, you can't ignore it. Because it's right in your damn face. Yeah. And also notice, every time the Panthers appear in a Super Bowl, they're paired next to another NFC South team. The first time it was with the Bucks. Then the second time it was with the Falcons. And guess what? The third time is going to be who? The Saints. They're going to be paired next to the Saints. The Panthers go first, and then the Panthers go first, and then the Saints follows right after them. That's twice, which means the South gets hit twice following the pattern in the cycle, which means the Panthers' 12-year cycle lands directly on Super Bowl 61. Directly on it. And that's not a coincidence that the fucking Super Bowl 61 logo is fucking blue. That is not a coincidence. Everything is connected to something in this reality. There is no such thing as a fucking coincidence. Everything is connected to something. Ain't no such thing as a coincidence in this reality. Nothing. Something is always connected to something. The NFL got to show you before they do it. They have to show you. This is a universal law. They have to show you before they do it. Kind of like how they kept showing the Twin Towers getting destroyed before it actually happened. Yeah. They have to show you before they do it. Yeah. But the whole Twin Tower shit, that's a whole nother can of worms to open. I already know what the fuck they did to those buildings, and it's very obvious. But that's a whole nother another can of worms to open. So the AFC wheel is rotating back to the AFC West to land back on the Chiefs again, following the dynasty cycle, which means the Chiefs land on a fucking win. Because the AFC had two losses back to back, which means what? Which follows after two losses leads up to a win. Which follows after two losses is a win. Which fits perfectly with the NFC South win-loss pattern because the Panthers land directly on a fucking loss. Lines up perfectly. And based on patterns and cycle, the AFC West and NFC South should be the places where the NFL hits next. Like I've been saying. All the evidence that I just showed you lines up perfectly. All the stars align right on the Chiefs and the damn fucking Panthers. It lines up perfectly. That is not a coincidence that the Panthers 12-year cycle lands directly on Super Bowl 60 fucking 1. Lands directly on it. And the red and the fucking white streams Kansas City. That is obvious. It fucking streams it. It streams it. And it's funny because the logo is blue in the inverted world. In the inverted world, you're basically looking into a mirror. This is the actual fucking Super Bowl. The logo is all fucking red and the Chiefs will be there. And they will win. And the Panthers will go there as well and fucking lose. Everything is lining up, bruh. The stars align on the Chiefs and the fucking Panthers. This is the Super Bowl. It is not the Cowboys. It is not the Bills. It is not the Giants. I literally showed you the fucking patterns, the cycles. You gotta pay attention to all that shit. I took hours putting all that shit together. I literally put all the Super Bowl wins and losses into a division with each other. I wrote down the name. I well the years. I put down the wins and the losses and put them all into a division with each other, and you can start seeing a pattern. And the Super Bowl logo itself is a fucking hint. It basically is basically telling me what the fuck I've been pointing at. It's in your face. But this is your damn Super Bowl. But I respect your opinion on the Cowboys. You could go ahead and pick the Cowboys, but with all the evidence I just showed you, it lines up perfectly with the damn Chiefs and the Panthers. I'm paying attention to cycles, patterns, the win-loss pattern, and how long does it take for a team to appear? It's took the Panthers 12 years to appear. And funny enough, their 12-year cycle is up. And funny enough, the logo is blue in the inverted world. And funny enough, the Panthers land directly on Super Bowl 61. Directly on it. The NFL is orchestrated. Everything is timed. Everything is planned out. The NFL has planned out every damn thing. Everything is timed. Everything is orchestrated. This is your Super Bowl. Anyway, this is the end of the video. Y'all have a nice day.